Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am well.
Good. Nice to see your face.
You too. You too.
Good. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Still no voice.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm so sorry. You're such a trooper. Oops, sorry. I'm watching my waiting room here. I don't know if you guys do Zooms very often, but there we go. All right. We're waiting on Cecilia. She should be in any minute. Hi, Dominique.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. I love that down there. That is very cute.
Thank you. Those are for those days where, I just been running around all day and working. And so
Well, I
I'm
just
happy I
came
was
in
able
and
to make-
shoved everything off of my bed, like literally in one swoop. Like, okay, can't have this in the background.
right?
I know. Hi, Donna. How are you? There we go. Yeah. I know. I needed to ask Cecilia. I'm not sure. I wonder if I can, while we're waiting for people to join, if I can set it up with like a logo or something so that it's not just my face sitting there staring. Like,
Yes. You can even take like a screenshot of like the Cancer Companion logo.
yes, that's what I was
And you
thinking.
can, yes. Yeah, you can do that.
Ah, that's what I want. Cause yeah, otherwise it's just my face sitting there and then she records them and then they're up on YouTube and it's just this picture of my face. It's awful. Hi, Janine. How are you doing? Oh, I can see her. It looks like she's frozen. There we go. You're back. You're moving now. How are you doing, Janine?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. We're waiting on Cecilia. And actually, I just realized I don't have my cell phone in here. So if she's texting me, I can't see it. Give me just a minute. I'm going to go grab my phone. And if she's not on in a couple minutes, we'll just get started. Be right back.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I got on this.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm learning. It's a learning process.
Okay, we're back. So I'm going to send Cecilia a quick message. She's California time, so that's my only thing I ever worry about is those time zone mix-ups.
Yeah, that can get you in trouble if you're not careful.
It's gotten me a couple times. How's everybody been so far?
Great.
Good. Everybody's in different. Where are all of you? I kind of remember and kind of don't. Are things opening back up where you're at? Getting a little more back to normal now that the vaccine's been rolled out? Yeah.
So I'm in Texas, in
Okay.
Dallas. So it's the Dallas Metroplex, Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. And so our state has been open.
Yeah.
My office will be back to pre-COVID staffing on June the 1st. So
Oh, that's
I think
early.
Wow. That's
we went back to 33%. So I'm in 3 days a week. So
okay.
right now, but in the next couple of weeks, we're full blown.
Wow.
No masks are required. All the signage has been taken down I work at a city hall. So all of the signage been taken down. Masks are not required or suggested. So here we are.
Well, there you go. Yeah. I know I was surprised. I went to the library. My sister is a librarian. I went to the library the other day and just to see all of the stuff back in it. So all of the kids like activities and things like that there. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. Like, I guess we're going through. Hi, Cecilia.
Muted. Hi, everybody.
All right. I think we have everybody I was expecting to see, so we can go ahead and start. You all can kind of see each other's names, so you know who you're looking at. We got everybody from a little bit of all over, but we wanted to touch base with you guys just because we've got couple things coming up for Cancer Companions that you'll be seeing some emails about, you might have seen in home office, and just wanted to kind of clarify on some of those. So that'll be Thankful Survivor Week, which is coming up, and our training sale. And then Cecilia is going to give you guys a sneak peek of the new website, which is going to be getting moving a little bit ahead of schedule. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, very excited about it.
Definitely. So we'll go ahead and we'll go through some of this. And then of course we'll have, time at the end for you guys to ask questions. If you want to stop me for a question, just raise a hand or something so I can see it, which is totally fine. I know me, I sometimes lose my train of thought. So it's better for me to interrupt sometimes than to wait till the end. So the first thing that we were talking about is Thankful Survivor Week. So June, depending on which place you're looking at, June is National Cancer Survivor Month. June 6th is National Cancer. I think June 6th is National Cancer Survivor Day. So Cancer Companions is going to take part in that by doing Thankful Cancer Survivor Week. This year, I think we're changing it a little bit to do Thankful for Cancer Survivor Week, to kind of encourage caregivers, family members, friends to talk about the survivors that they're thankful for, rather than just the survivors saying I'm thankful. So last year, we're kind of doing the same thing that we did last year, which is really going pretty heavy with the social media. Last year, some churches did get involved. Obviously, that'll depend on where your church is at in terms of COVID. So we had a church last year, you might have seen it. They ordered a flower arrangement to put up on the altar, and it had the different colors of cancer survivorship. Some of them actually weren't even in person. They were still doing online. They asked church members to submit names of cancer survivors, and then they prayed over them during the service. So they put the names up on kind of like a PowerPoint slide, and the pastor said a special prayer. I know at my church, our pastor just stood up at one point and had everybody kind of outstretch their hands and said a special prayer over survivors. So it's always great if your church is willing to get involved. Celebrating survivorship is kind of an obvious thing to be excited about, but also it is really encouraging to people who are newly diagnosed to see those positive stories. People hear the word cancer and it's a scary word for them. So to celebrate survivorship is, a good thing. So you have those options on the church level. And then Cecilia will kind of tell you what we want or what we're hoping everybody will do in terms of social media. And she's going to take it because she can kind of show you a little more. I'm going to make you host, Cecilia.
Awesome. Thank you. So just in terms of social, while she's switching over hosting, what we had last year is we gave people the option to either write something up and send in some pictures, or similar to how we do 30 Days Cancer Prayer, send in a quick video of different cancer survivors sharing their story and why they were thankful to be a cancer survivor. So this year it's going to switch. And we're going to have people talking about the cancer survivors that they are thankful for and why they are thankful for them. So now let me share my screen. I'll just show you a couple samples of what some of our volunteers did last year that we ended up sharing. This was one of them from Carla, and she shared a picture of the family. And just said, she was thankful because of all the people that were featured in the picture and different things like that. So it can be as simple as sending in one picture, writing a brief little, these are the reasons I'm thankful. And then we asked everybody to include our hashtag, which was Thankful Cancer Survivor. And that just made it easy for anybody who kind of wanted to scroll and see all of the different posts that people were sharing. You can click on the hashtag and find them all. It also made it really nice for us to be able to click on that hashtag and share the posts that people were putting up on our own personal page. This is another one, Maple Tree. We do a lot of stuff with them, and they submitted something for it and said, that they're thankful for all of their cancer survivors and their patients that see, and different things like that. So yeah, this Bess shared a collage of different things, and I think this is, yes, Keith shared because he's thankful for his granddaughter. So that's pretty much all. It's so simple. It's literally you just find a picture, take a picture. You don't necessarily have to include a picture. You could just write something up on social media, and we can share that as well. But we like to keep it simple and fun, and just a way for people to see, you know, to see and to celebrate all of the people who are survivors. And for them to see this year, now that we're asking people to write about cancer survivors, for all of those cancer survivors to see, you know, just how loved and supported and wanted that they are. So yeah, that's all the samples I pulled. I don't know if we had anybody who did a video last year, but if I find somebody who did, I'll just give it to Kristen and she can link it as an example. Do you remember if we had a video?
I'm sorry, who was that?
I said, do you remember if we had?
I did one. My kids did one because they wanted to show a picture of, they had like their own pictures that I didn't want to put up. So they wanted to show pictures of their dad and why they were thankful he was a survivor. So they just showed pictures of different things that he had done with them. And it was just real relaxed, kind of off, you know, just whatever was on their mind. And it was funny because after that happened, actually, a friend of mine that I don't see very often anymore reached out to me, and she private messaged, and she was like, "Hey, I saw your post." And she's like, "I totally forgot that Brett was a survivor." She's like, "My dad was just diagnosed." And so it just kind of started a conversation. So just keeping that out there, that this is something that you do, and this is something that's happened in your life, kind of opens that window for people to feel like they can reach out to you. So
yeah, just a fun little way to show people that, you know, we appreciate them and that we're open. We have resources for cancer survivors as well. So,
And Cecilia and Kristen, just to make sure I have this clear. So last year it was about the survivors saying why they were thankful. And this year it's the reverse. It's the caregivers showing who they are thankful for their cancer survivor, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it can be caregivers or loved ones or friends or anything like that. It just felt like switching it opened the door for everybody else to share their story and give, you know, an example of why they were thankful.
right.
Rather than saying this is just for cancer survivors to share their story. Now the baby.
Baby sighting.
That was
yeah. It felt like this year. It felt important to open it up to all of us to say why we were thankful for cancer survivors, and not necessarily cancer survivors sharing why they were thankful. Did that make sense?
Yeah, and I love that. I'm going to consider doing a video.
yeah.
We would love that. I love videos, but that's only because they feel so personal. You know, you're getting a chance to hear somebody talk and like the inflection in their voice. The way you talk about a loved one in a video is very different than the way that you write about a loved one. So, but all things are beautiful and we love it all.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
whatever people's comfort level is, that's what we like.
Yeah, so that is, I did forget to say, that was the week of, I realized I said the month and I said the day. So Cancer Companions is going to be celebrating it that week following. So it starts on Sunday, June 6th, and that entire week, we're just asking people to post. It can be about the same, multiple people posting about the same person. Like I know last year I did my brother-in-law. So then my sister-in-law did one about my brother-in-law, and my, mother-in-law did one as well. So yeah, and we kind of tried to spread it out a little bit just to kind of keep the photos and the posts going.
So I want to make sure I understand. So are we making these posts in the Cancer Companions group or just on our own page? Because my church doesn't have their own Cancer Companion. Our ministry doesn't have its own page. Only a couple of ministries have that autonomy. we
Mhm.
do not. So what we do is just push out information when we can. But I just want to make sure, because I have 3 survivors that are my volunteers. And so I will definitely make maybe videos or a montage of videos, pictures of them, because they have been so faithful, especially in this past year, because we've had some new companions and they were the ones immediately step up. And so considering the isolation and just situations, they have been excellent throughout this entire pandemic. So I want to take the opportunity to be thankful. I'm going to do for my mother and my aunt, of course, but my volunteers are really what I would like to. If so, please let me know, how does this work?
Yeah, we encourage people to put it up on their personal page if they're comfortable, or you can post it in the group. And that way, because it's coming from your personal page, your friends and family can see it. And the hope is that it spreads and everybody wants to volunteer, or not volunteer, everybody wants to participate. So it's not necessarily just Cancer Companions people doing it. It's somebody who, your sister saw it and she may not have anything to do with Cancer Companions, but she's like, oh, that reminds me, I have a friend who's a cancer survivor. I would love to post about her. So she sees it. And then somebody on her page sees it, and it just kind of grows out like that. And then too, if it's on your personal page, what we like to do is, if you tag the Cancer Companions page, we just like sharing them all to there. So anybody who does follow Cancer Companions can kind of see all of the different faces, the different people from across the country who we're celebrating. Yeah. But putting it in the group too, if you feel like you don't want it on that public setting, but you want a smaller group of people to see and celebrate that person, then that's also welcomed.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Anybody else have any questions, or you feel pretty confident in that? It's really a time that we want you guys to celebrate, however big or small that you want, but we wanted you to know kind of what Cancer Companions was doing it, and that we would love, anybody who's willing, anybody's input. So, all right. Okay, so that's Thankful Survivor Week. Again, that's the week of June 6th. Anytime during that week is totally fine. So the next thing that we were going to touch on real quick was that we're going to be having our training sale again. So last year during COVID, we did a training sale just to kind of take the kind of downtime of summer and make good use of that time by getting some new volunteers trained. So we do this once a year where we do the training sale. And basically this year, what we're doing is offering the training for the cost of materials, because this time now that COVID fears are a little relaxed, we are actually going to send out the printed book and the printed binder to the volunteers and the printed resource guide. So that cost is $40. That's the cost of the books and the shipping. So for $40, somebody can train. The training is still done the same way it's always been done. It's done online. Obviously, if you have just one person training, they're training on their own. The lead contact would stay in touch with them. And I, of course, still follow along and stay in touch with them as well. But it's just a good way and a good time to kind of build your team without a lot of out-of-pocket costs that typically goes in. The training, as you guys know, is usually $110 for each volunteer that you train. And yeah, just kind of a good time to grow your teams a little bit. So we had a decent chunk of people take advantage of it last year. One church actually grabbed 4 new volunteers. So people are always saying, I don't know anybody right now who wants to help. So we encourage you guys to kind of reach out to your pastors, family and friends, even if it's just an email. Hey, this is something I volunteer for. I really enjoy it. Would you want to do this with me? Or would you want to learn more about becoming a volunteer? You can advertise. Some people did put it on Facebook last year. This is the ministry I'm involved in. We're looking for new volunteers. To find out more about what's involved, contact me. And then other people, like I said, just went to their pastor. Do you know anybody in the church who might be interested in volunteering for this ministry right now? So I did want to show you guys. Cecilia, did you make me host again?
I'm gonna make you
Okay,
host
thanks.
right now.
Awesome. we have Karen and Megan Spalding, who works for us. It's actually her and her husband's voice on the video. They made these great little videos that I absolutely love. Because I like short little videos. I don't like long stuff.
Same.
So it's on our YouTube page. If you go to Cancer Companions and you scroll down, and I'm going to share these links with you guys. We'll actually be sending out the video of this Zoom to our volunteers, and I'll share these links. These videos are fantastic. They're about 5 minutes long. They're animated, but there's also text. And they give people a look at what the online training, what's involved in that. And then there's also a little glimpse into what being a Cancer Companions volunteer is and what that opportunity is like. So those are great little videos for you guys. As you see, this one's 3 minutes long and this one's 5 minutes long. Those are great little videos that you guys can share. You can share them with your church, or you could even email a link. Cecilia, could they do that? Or are they locked? They could email.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Email me. They should be public.
I send these videos to everybody now because I just love them and they're so easy to use. So consider sending the video if you send an email, or if you're doing a Facebook post or something, so that people can take a peek at what it means to become a volunteer and what all is involved. So that sale begins on July 10th, and it runs for about 2 months. They do not have to finish the training in 2 months. They have until the end of the year to finish the training. But that sale price ends at the end of 2 months. It ends in September. So, yep. I think that was all I had. I'm making sure I didn't forget anything. Does anybody have any questions about training sale? Any information I left off?
No, I'm late to the party, so forgive me. And it's nice to meet all of you ladies. This is my first time participating, so nice to meet you. I've been knee deep in graduate school. I'm done. Thank God.
Oh,
Love hearing me praise his name. So
Congratulations.
now I can participate and be more present.
Yeah.
And so when we began our training, it was 2017. So we had someone come into our space, and you invited another church and came in with us, and we all trained at one time. So what does the online training look like?
Yes,
Because we've had some turnover since then with volunteers. And so I've been training the volunteers, or Dr. Katie and I have been with the training material. And so I would really like for those who weren't here in the beginning to get an opportunity to get this, to feel what we felt on that first moment.
Okay, yeah, and I apologize. I'm glad you said that, because I didn't even think about that. And I have to remember that as I'm going forward, that some people we have people that were trained by Karen when she was going into churches individually. So the training is done online. It's 6 approximately 1 hour video sessions. Janine and Donna, I think you guys have both taken the training pretty recently. So you can attest to that. So basically you would go onto the website. They would receive the materials sent to their house. Then they would log on to the website. And that's something, Lillian, that I could kind of work with you on in terms of how quickly you were wanting them to complete the training. If there's more than one, they could try and complete it together. If it's just the one, then they would complete it on their own. Or if they are nervous about COVID still, because I know some people are, they do have the option to complete it on their own, even if there's more than one. So you just log in and you watch the video, and then you complete 4 reflection questions that kind of just get you thinking a little deeper about what you just learned. And it gives you the opportunity to ask any questions about the training. And basically I check in with the training sale. I usually check in depending on what they tell me they're trying to achieve when they start, so that I'm not pestering them. I check in about once every few weeks and just say, how's it going? Do you have any questions? Are you enjoying the material? And that way I'm staying, keeping in touch with them and encouraging them as they move along. So once they're done with the 6 video sessions, we would be in contact throughout, and that's the training. That's really all they have to do. So yeah.
Okay. So that gives me a start point, because I need,
Yeah,
I need
you're
to,
right. I know, I missed the last little bit.
I hit the mute button for whatever reason. So I will make some notes from my notes and discuss with Dr. Katie, since she is the staff member of the church, on how we want to navigate the summer. We had so many great plans. We had a conference scheduled last summer. We had a whole thing in life.
Yeah.
We were going to celebrate National Caregivers Month. We had a whole thing for November
Yeah.
because we really dig into the caregivers
Oh,
at our
wow.
church as well as our companions, especially for those when we have the men who are the patients. And
Mhm.
so that has been our greatest challenge. So we pray a lot
Right. Oh,
in
yeah.
those moments, but it's been a good, it's good. God is good. So thank you for the explanation. If I took up anyone's time, please forgive me. I just want to make sure I'm on one accord with everyone. Thank you.
Nope. This is how they usually go. So sometimes there's more questions, more people, whatever, but yeah, this is how they go. So you're doing awesome. And I'm always, sometimes we actually had 2 people last year who they had people who weren't sure that they wanted to volunteer. So we just did a quick Zoom and I just kind of went through what I just kind of went through with you just to help them, make that decision. And there's no pressure, but they just felt better hearing from someone else what all was going to be involved. So we're always happy to help in any way that we can. Okay. All right. Well, last but not least, I'll turn it back over to Cecilia because she is going to give you guys a sneak peek of the new website. Don't know if any of you have had any frustrating moments with the website over the last few months or not. I would
We've
imagine.
had plenty as
Yeah.
the staff. We've had plenty.
I had one
We are
yesterday.
very excited.
I was like, what is it doing? I don't even get it.
Yeah, I cannot wait for the new website. Okay, so I'll just give you a little look. Know that when you log on, hold on, I have to hide my people view, otherwise I get distracted. Know that when you log on, you won't see this. You guys, your view will be this. And so the new login section will live somewhere up here because it's not live on the site yet. We can't put it onto the menu. But anyway, this is the new homepage. Our general goal for this new website is to make everything feel much more simple, streamlined, clean, and just easy to navigate. So the homepage now focuses on cancer patients specifically. If you were a cancer patient, cancer survivor, newly diagnosed, whatever, if you came to our homepage, all of the resources that you would need are right there for you, since that's the main goal of our ministry, right? So as you scroll down, the first section takes you to the blog where they can find the cancer prayers, they can find our cancer resources, they can find all of the different articles, devotionals, anything like that. The next section is where they can get connected with a cancer prayer partner. And finally, how they can join any one of our cancer Bible studies. Then we'll have a couple testimonies from, different pastors or participants or volunteers, anything like that down here. And then down at the very bottom is kind of our focus on, if you'd like to become a volunteer, this is where you click. And then there's another menu that's just more in depth than, the main menu up at the top. And this is pretty much going to house anything that you could possibly think of when you come to our site. Like if you know that we have Thankful Cancer Survivor Week and you want to find the landing page for that, you'll usually find it down here and different things like that. So then I'll scroll us back up to the top. I'll take you to the Cancer Prayer Partners page only because the Find a Bible Study page is still getting worked on. So this is our Cancer Prayer Partners where everybody can come and they can get a brief description of what they are. They can fill out the form to get connected with one, and then all of our frequently asked questions down here. That's that page. And then let's see, let me go to our About page, which includes everything from how we were first founded. This is a brief history of Cancer Companions video that Karen did a few years ago. Just our beliefs on cancer featured there, our vision, what we do, another quick video, and then all of our team down here. Very cute. We love our team. And then, brief little contact. You can go to our contact page. It gives you a little bit more information about us, our 3 main ministries, which is our Bible studies, our prayer partners, and then all of our resources and prayers. And then an easy way to find our mailing address, find our phone number, and fill out a form if you would like to get in touch with us directly. And then this down here will be a link or the option to sign up for our newsletter. And then we've got our little donate page, which has really been our most stressful. Oh, hold on. It might not be linked yet. Oh, hello. Oh, it's because I'm in the preview. 1 second. To get to the donate page, I have to do this here. Da, da, da. Here we go. Oh, wait, was I already on the donate page? Oh, you guys, this was the donate page. The donate page and the contact page are the same. I've built this site. I know what it is. Anyway, then our members areas, which is still our biggest area of focus, is here. It's going to be much easier for our members to find all of the different resources and tools that you guys need. It's broken down into, you'll see, we're still building, but it's broken down into each section that you need. And then when you click on one of these, it will take you to a page that will show you everything that's in the toolbox and a link to a Google Drive folder, which is where you can download everything that you'll need for each of those. It will also have any information that you need for 30 days. It will have your own store. It will be where you find the online training videos. And then this My Church section, which Karen and I are still figuring out everything that will be included in those. Karen and I mean the whole team. Things like your team's roster, information on, I'm getting this wrong, Kristen, but it's basically like your team's Google Office suite. So you have all of your information in one space. Yeah, and then I'll also show you our individual team pages, since this is what we just finished building, and this is what we'll be reaching out to gather information for you. So at the top is just a collage of images, whether you want your church or a picture of your group, or we'll have a couple of just like I don't want to say generic, but just photos that you can choose from if you don't have anything specific to your group, which will include quotes that we've put together from Karen or other little things that we have taken and used. And then from there, you'll have all the group information and which Bible study your group is currently doing on the right-hand side. And then the left-hand side is just who the lead contact is for that group, a bit about that person, and then a form for them to get in touch with us to let us know that they are interested in your specific, in joining your specific group. And so this will include the dates and times that your group meets. It will include if you meet in person, if you meet online, if you do a hybrid of both. And then the address of where your group ends up meeting. So yeah, I think that's all the sneaks I'm gonna allow, mainly because those are all the pages that are done enough to show.
What is
So,
right now the projected launch date for that again?
I think the projected launch date is hopefully June 30th. Is when we're hoping to switch over. Now, everything that's on the current website won't be switched over immediately, but it should be functioning enough, one, that all of our members will be able to find like all of their toolboxes and everything, and we'll have a good chunk of the blog moved over. So our cancer patients and survivors have a good amount of devotionals and prayers and resources and things for them to look through. And then yeah, we'll just slowly keep moving everything over after that. But
So you all should be getting an email. It's actually going to come from Karen. I believe it's going to come. We were waiting until after Memorial Day so that it doesn't get lost in the bustle of, the holiday. You should be getting an email in your boxes from Karen that first week of June. And it's going to have a Google Doc where you're going to include all that information for us. Yes, we know you've probably already given it to us because it's on our current site. But we are asking everybody to just fill it out again, especially the part we got a little jumbled with COVID. Are you meeting in person or are you meeting virtually, and things like that? And I know, like Lillian, in your case, if that's still what you're planning on, I know you guys don't technically do group settings, so you would have the option to do, meeting one-on-one, and the contact.
Oh, I should add that to the form as an option too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a note of that.
So yeah, the form is nice and easy to use, and you guys will be able to just zip it over to us and we'll take care of the rest so that your team information is updated and on the website.
I think the new site looks great. Will we need to change passwords? Will you let us know that as we move over?
Yes. So we actually have Cecilia and some of us have a meeting to talk about what we're going to do about the logins, and we'll make sure and let all of you know that. And we will probably be hosting another Zoom as well in July for anybody who has any website questions. And again, if you can't attend the Zoom, we record them all and send out the links so you would be able to watch it. But we'll make sure you guys have all the information that you need so you know what you're doing. But with any luck, it'll be much more user-friendly anyways. So perhaps the new site will, easier to use than the old one.
Yeah, I'm thinking you will probably have the choice to keep it all the same, because since it's on a different platform, when you go, because it's going to have you create your own login. That way we don't have access to what you do. So when you go in, you can plug in the same email and same password. Since it's on Squarespace and not WordPress, it won't recognize it as a password that's already being used. Okay. So if you wanted to keep it the same, you can. You'd still just have to create that separate account for it.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Megan. Or Kristen, I'm making sure that form gets updated before Karen sends it.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Well, does anybody have any questions about any of the events that are coming up, or anything in general? Everybody feel pretty confident? All right. Awesome. Well,
I do have a quick question, Kristen.
Yeah.
As far as the Facebook and having a Cancer Companion page, like for our church alone, does that make sense? Would it be a private group, or how does that work? So I know our women's ministry has a private group, but I don't see that as, we wouldn't be able to be connected to your page, the Cancer Companion page, or exactly how does that work?
I'll let Cecilia field that, because I promise you she has a better answer than I do.
I think that's going to be up to your group's preference. I know a lot of people will create a private group on Facebook just so the people that are, so let's say the people at your church only want to communicate with the people in their group because that's who they know, that's who they trust. And if you have a separate group for that on social media, on your Facebook, that's just going to be up to your preference. We would probably have you then run it, only because you would be the volunteer of that page. So you would kind of be in charge of setting it up, making sure your members get invited and accepted into it. And then we can help, with any questions that you have, saying, what should we set the privacy settings at? How frequently should we be posting? But if you feel that that's too much extra work, then we just tell you to invite them to the Cancer Companions public Facebook page. And then they just have access to everything that we're doing to update all of our groups with our events, with signing up for our newsletters, anything like that. So if they don't necessarily need a private group because it's just extra work, just invite them to our public Facebook page and they'll get all the information that they need from there as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I have taken some notes, so I'll jot down some notes. I do send out, the email that I send out is usually generic to all of our leads. So obviously you all have seen the video. I'm still sending the link to the video as well. And the links to the YouTube videos about becoming a volunteer. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that would help you with any of this that you'd like to have? Nothing really? All right, well, if you think of anything after the fact, let me know. But yeah, I'll put some bullet points in the email just with the dates of the training sale, the dates of Thankful Survivor Week, so that you guys have all that. And you should have that email probably tomorrow or Wednesday. If that works.
Right quick, I'm sorry, I couldn't hit the thing quick enough. For the Thankful Survivor celebration for next month, are there logos on the website? Because what we do is our ministry falls under our counseling services. We have a licensed family counselor, which is Dr. Katie, on staff at our church. So we were putting up each month, whichever cancer was that cancer of the month. And so is there a logo, or if not, we'll just do whatever the cancer is for June. But I would, if possible, if it is on the website, I'll go look. But I have not, I'll be honest, I have not been on the website probably since 2020. Because all of
be
the
a headache for
logos
you.
that you have, I download, I keep Google Docs. I have a Google Drive with all of my ACC stuff, which is our Antioch Cancer Campaigns is what we call it. And I have a folder with all of those logos. And so I just reuse them. And so I haven't really gone back to the website because
I don't think there's one for Thankful Cancer Survivor Week on there. I don't know if I designed so much stuff. I don't remember if we did one, if we did a specific logo last year, or if we were just putting stuff up. So I'll look through my design files, and if I find it, I'll email it to Kristen and make sure that she gets it out to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Let me write that down.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for taking some time out to join us. And if after this call, I know I'm the type of person who I walk away from something and I'm always getting ideas after, a few minutes too late. So if you think of any questions or anything that we can do to help with any of this, just send me an email and let me know. Okay. All right. Well, you all have a wonderful evening, and you'll be getting okay, my mouse is asleep. You'll be getting some details of this call soon and some details about the next Zoom, just to kind of go over website stuff. All right. You guys all have a good evening. Bye.
You too. Bye, everybody.